You know, sometimes the best way to learn is when things don't go quite right, like the last video. So what I did is I took this cup and I took some silicone mold rubber that's really malleable. Now this was just kind of an idea. So what I did is I talked it. Sometimes it helps to kind of brush it too. And then I took that same skull and I got the dowel here and I took the dowel out and I put injection wax in both the holes. And then this is cool because this allows me, by pushing it into here, it allows me to position it so that the sprue is going to go right where the funnel's at. And it's going to sit down nice and low, and it's in the right position. So now what I do is I take this side of the flask and we line it up just like that. And now what we do is we take a little more talc, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to kind of, sometimes the talc, you know, it gets kind of stuck down in the eyes and it piles up. So I'm just going to kind of paint it around a little bit. Then I'm going to take the clay, make sure it's broke up really good. Just going to push it in there. Sometimes it even helps to, you can push it in really well with your thumb. Take the dowel and push it. Notice we're not going to hammer this because this is sitting against that soft mold rubber and I don't want it to go too deep or anything. Alright, take a little more. I just love experimenting, and when I come up with something that I know is going to help other people, you know, I just love to share it. So you're going to really like this. Okay, so now we're going to scrape this off. So now at this point, we want to pull this up, straight up. And that gives us a pretty darn good impression here. And you can see we got a nice sprue area coming out, and we didn't get that in the last one. And that kind of concerned me. So now what we do is we got to take off this extra stuff here. We got to free this up. Pull it out of here. Now, when you're done with when I'm done with the video, and say you were doing this, you would kind of clean this up, put this in a baggie, and hold on to it because you can use it over and over again for this particular pattern. Okay, so now at this point, we have this side. And we're going to take our pattern without that dowel. We'll add that later. We're going to push that back in. Now, what we're going to do is kind of pack this down where it kind of pulled up there. We don't want to have any kind of undercuts that are going to cause problems later. So we'll take care of this now. So now we're going to talc this again. The brush isn't necessary. I've just been, you know, I just experiment with different things. Okay, make sure it's cleaned off right here. Now we're going to take our other side, line it up, put it down in place, and we'll take our clay. Again, I'm going to push it down with my thumb. Now we're going to scrape that off. Clean that off, and then what I like to do is pull this straight apart. Now that impression right there has improved considerably, even from the point where we did it with the mold rubber. So we're going to leave that the way it is, set that aside. We're going to work on this side. Now we got to make sure that there's nothing in this channel. So clean that out, blow it off. Then we're going to free this up. Do it very carefully. No reason to hurry. Wow, what a great impression. Okay. At this point, we're going to take this, we're going to remove this injected wax here. Just push it out. Try and push that through. Boy, I really got that in there. Okay, finally. Okay, get that all cleaned out there. Now we can take our dowel. I made this one fit a little better than the last time. Put it in there, and now we're going to push this back in again. And this is now going to create that area where that needs to sit. Once we get that in, we need to pull this back out. It's like an extra couple steps, but the quality is so much better in the prep here to create a good mold in the flask. Look at that, how nice that is. Now we pull this out, set it back in there, just like that. One little area here kind of pushed over. So we fix it now. I'm telling you, if I wasn't doing a video, I could do this so well. Sit down at the bench, really take my time. But this still isn't bad. This is pretty good. So now we create the funnel with the thumb. Make a nice sprue area here. And this side is pretty much done. It's great. Everything looks really good this time. So I'm going to set that aside. And now I have this side. And look at that. We got a great area here for the sprue. So what we're going to do is use the thumb. Push that down. Using the thumb is great because you can get this so nice and smooth. Some people take a knife and cut it out, and you know, you just can't get something as smooth as like your thumb. So we round these little edges here. The metal's going to just go right on in. So now that we have that, we can take and start our vents. And I'm going to take this tool, and I'm going to push down and pull back. Push down and pull back. All the way around. Some people don't like to use all the vents. I prefer it. I think anything to give you a better chance of having it come out is what I do. Now, we could use something thinner to make the vents. I'm just going to keep on going with this. That looks really good. The vents can't be obstructed. If they're obstructed, then the air and the gases are not going to release, and you may not get your casting. It might only be a partial casting. I would say this is fantastic. What a great setup there. And so now at this point, these two are going to get put together. I'll just do it now. Just like that. And it's time to cast, and we'll do that in another video. All right, thank you.